Hello everyone, welcome back to My Crafting World. This is Anna. So someone had asked me for the measurements on the advent calendar, so I'm going to give you the measurements and I'm going to make one of the boxes, one of the inside boxes with you, which are these. So for your cover, for your actual book part, the outside cover, you need chipboard that measures, you're going to need 2 chipboard pieces that measure 7¼ by 9. You need 2 of those, and then for your spine you're going to need a piece of chipboard that measures 3½ by 9, and then you would cover it like any other mini album or book. Let me open it up for you. So you're going to cover it like any other mini album or book. You cover the outside and then you cover the inside, and just make sure that when you put your chipboard together, they're not, let me see if I have a piece of, they're not butted up against each other like that. Just make sure you leave a little, about eighth of an inch apart on each one, and then cover it, and just like any other mini album. So I know that I have, I think I've gone over that with you guys on how to make the book, the outer part of a mini album. So that is exactly how you do it. So let me tie this back up because I don't want anything to come loose. I'm about to mail this out, so I want to make sure that everything stays in place. Okay. And then of course you decorate the outside how you see, how you see fit. Now, for your box part, you're going to need a piece of cardstock. And this is 110-pound cardstock because I wanted my box to be nice and sturdy. So obviously you'll need 24 of these. These are 7½ inches long by 5 inches wide. Or tall, wide, and then 5 inches tall. And then you're going to take your scoreboard and you're gonna you're gonna score this on your 7½ inch side. You're gonna score it at 1½. Let me get my scoreboard just so you can see what I'm talking about. So you're gonna score this at 1½. Let me bring you in a little bit more. Okay. So you score it at 1½, you score it at 3½, which is right here, and then you score it at 5 right here, and then you score it at 7. Okay, and then you're going to flip it over to where your smallest or your thinnest score is at the bottom. It really honestly doesn't matter, but that's the way I flip mine. And then you're going to score this again. You're going to score it at 1½ right here. And then you're going to score it at 3½ right there. Okay, so that's all the scoring you're going to do on that 7½ by 5 inch paper. And then you're going to take your scissors. Let me get my other scissors. Okay, so then you're going to take your scissors and you are going to cut these lines right here. Okay, so you're going to cut this one, and I did cut at a slight angle on each one of them. Not very, not a whole lot, just enough to keep it from bulking up a whole lot. So you cut and this one, you're going to cut this one this way, and you're going to cut this one completely off, okay, because that is going to become your top flap. So you cut that completely off. And then on this, I just angled it just a little bit to make it easier for it to go into the rest of the box. So you cut that one completely off, making sure to angle this little side right here. And then again, I just cut a small angle on my tab. And then we're going to cut this just like we did the other side. Okay, All right, there we go on that. So this is what it's looking like so far. Okay. Excuse me. So, but to reduce the bulk a little bit more, what I did was I cut half of this off and then half of this one. Okay, and I did that on both sides. Cut half of this and then the other half, like that. So this is what your box is looking like. Let me remove this. Okay, so this is what your box is looking like. Now what you're going to do next is you are going to, where's my glue? It was right in front of me. Okay, so you are going to, at this point, go ahead and fold your creases, your score lines. Okay. I mean, you can do it beforehand, but I just didn't. Okay, so now these are your flaps that you are going to glue on the outside, and these are your inside flaps this way. So you are going to need to put glue on your inside flaps like that. Okay, and then you glue these down, making sure that you don't go too far in, because remember we did angle cut those inside pieces. Okay, and then you glue the other side as well, and we angle cut so that that one should have been a little bit straighter. There we go. And then that's how I kept my boxes square, is I made sure that the top of the boxes, or these flaps, were even. There we go. There's that one, and then there is this one. Okay guys, so that forms your box. This is your lid, and then to make it easier to open, I just cut a little half circle on here for the thumb, or for the, I don't know what you call it, but there we go. And I made this one in a hurry, guys. So, but that is your box, and you need 24 of these for your advent calendar. Okay guys, I hope this has helped. Here are the measurements. That way, if you need to pause it or screenshot it or something, let me go over those one more time with you. So for your small boxes that go inside your advent calendar, 7.5 by 5. On the long side, you're going to score it 1.5, 3.5, 5, and 7. And then on the short side, you're going to score at 1.5 and 3.5. And then you're going to make the cuts that I showed you. And then for the outside of your box, which is the actual box, you're going to need a piece of chipboard, or 2 pieces that measure 7.25 by 9. And then for your spine, you need 3.5 by 9. Okay, guys? I hope this has helped. I know there were questions, and mine was kind of last minute. I knew I had wanted to make one, so yeah, I figured out the measurements, and I figured out how to make my box, and yeah, that's how I put it together. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope this helps, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.